The moon is full. Yeah, that's beautiful. Okay, guys. I don't have all the time in the world, so let's get started with this video. I am very tired. I just rolled out of bed. This is another vlog from the cell phone because I don't have my camera. Every morning, I wish I had the energy and the stuff to like do full production. Like I wish I had that camcorder right now. Wish in one hand, shit in the other. See which one fills up faster. You know. But like, man, if I had that camera, I might be like, hey, work, I'm sick. Dude, I would start filming keyframes. Got my little glass daisy. Got my little shkaboingle. Yes. So, here's the thing. I moved, and I have a lot of glass in storage. Good bongs, good pipes, good bubblers, etc., right? When I was younger, I had all this insane gear, all these Frankenstein contraptions. I had like so many different bongs, and I had this ash catcher that was like a bell jar with a spiral in it, and all that. And I would connect all these things together depending on my mood and make a super bong. All that stuff's gone, and that stuff is great. Invest in a solid bong, in an expensive bong with a perk tube and an ice catcher, right? Get a glycerin tube bong. That's all great stuff. Maybe get a Puffco. That's fine. But you have to get a piece of chunky head shop glass. Okay? Just chunky head shop glass like this. Is the hole in the bottom large? Check. Is the carburetor large? Check. Is there some diffusion room? Check. Doesn't have to be pretty. It doesn't have to be amazing. You want one chunker like this that's functional. Just something that's a big chunker. You grab it. You can hand it to someone. They're not going to drop it. It's a big chunker, and it still is semi-collateral. You know what I'm saying? Like it can get broken, or oh shit, there's the cops. Just go find a chunky head shop glass, a generic. I like this one because it's got the spiral and the 3 lenses. Yeah. But anyway. That's like Stoner 101 is like, you have to have like I wouldn't say cheap as in like garbage, just cheap as inexpensive. You gotta just get the cheap head shop glass, right? I have bongs and bowls out my ass. I have some really great stuff in storage that I might smoke on camera, right? Just a chunky ass bowl from the local head shop. Big pipe mouthpiece, room for diffusion, a decent distance. Big hole in the bottom, big carburetor hole. That's what you want. So that's just like a little advice. So good morning, by the way, whoever there. I'm filming from my phone, so I can't necessarily check live chat. But if it's Doug there, good morning. Hey, look at this. Oh, look at it. This is 1 part blue lobster, 1 part Rollins flour. This might be a bit of a thing. So I love seeing you guys every morning. And I love this internet stuff, right? I'm getting used to it. I'm new to it. But I like it. The other day, no one was watching at all. And I really felt like I was talking to myself, and I lost the vibe, dude. I lost the vibe. Right now there's 2 people watching. Sorry, I can't look at the live chat right now. Right now there's 2 people watching. There's always someone, right? The other day it was 0, 0, 0, 0, and I was like talking to myself, and I'm like, what the fuck? Bummer, man. Monster, shout out, sponsor me, Daddy-O. Can you hook a cracker up? And yes, we're here at the skate park. Honestly, unintentionally, the ghetto skate park with the graffiti on the ramps and shit, unintentionally, it was a hardcore ass backdrop. Cause like I'm I know I look translucent, right? I look super white, but I'm Italian, and dude, I'm one of those hood crackers. All right, I don't fuck. I don't fuck with all boring other rich white people, whatever. I don't fuck with that, right? So this is where I'm most comfortable. It's like the graffiti and maybe a little trash and the graffiti and the, you know, the gangbangers and shit, you know, throwing up their fucking flags and shit. I don't care about that stuff. Nobody's trying to hurt me. This is where I'm from, bro. I'm Jenny from the block. No, yeah, this is where I'm from. Like, I don't, and you know what? I don't rep a set. I'm not tripping on that type of gangbanging shit. You know what I mean? I used to wear a red bandana all the time. And people were like, hey, blood, what is you? And I'm like, yo, man, look, man, I know a lot about gangs from growing up here. You know, I had friends that were like GDs and like friends that were like fucking whatever, right? I had friends that were in beefing sets. You know, I was always the neutral guy. My gang was locals only. If I don't recognize you, who the fuck is you? What the fuck? Keep moving, right? I came back to E-Town after like 12 years being away. Everyone's different. Everyone's moved away. It's a whole no one knows who the fuck I am. Which is a good thing. Because my street name around here used to be Shaggy, man, back when I was, you know, a plug. Back when I was a plug, my street name used to be Shaggy, and I don't think anyone actually knew my my real legal name. They're like, hey, Shaggy, can I get a 3-5? No sweat. And then I had to say no. I had to say, like, there were these old dudes buying Sawbucks all the time. Like, there are these old dudes buying, like, 1 gram of weed at a time or 1 joint or something. And I'm like, all right, dude, like, it's not worth my while, man. They're like, they'll be like, you know, I'm gonna come see you 3 times a day. It's like, well, why would you want to go see the weed guy 3 times a day each time? But I understand, because one thing that legal weed took away, excuse me, was the adventure, the fear, or the excitement, and the subculture. Now, I don't want to sound like a boomer, like, oh, we had to suffer, so you kids have to suffer too. Forward progress is just pussy shit. You know? No, I'm not doing that boomer shit. Like, we had it this way and you guys don't. You know, but you guys, pretty soon you're gonna be able to just buy weed at like 7-Eleven. Okay? We had to like get grandfathered in. The big kids who had weed. Hey man, can I? The kid in the Grateful Dead shirt or whatever. The kid in the Skinny Puppy shirt or whatever. You'd be like, hey, this kid down the block, his name actually was Mike. And we were like, hey, Mike, can we get, and he was like a leather-clad goth. Like, he was like some hardcore industrial dude, right? And, which was great, because whenever I went to go pick up from Mike, he liked all the music I liked. So, I was like, oh, man, what are you playing, KMFDM? Yeah, man. You know? KMFDM. Better than the best. Sorry, I'm getting a little out of it. What I'm saying is it more fun? Is it more like convenient to like after work you go to the pot store and you get your pot? Yeah, dude. It's pretty chill, right? Do I miss meeting the guy, calling around, shopping around? Excuse me, I just burped. Do I miss meeting the guy, calling around, shopping around, looking for sativas? Hey, Annyeong Chingu. Did I accidentally do a Roman salute just now? I didn't mean to, Doug. 초상합니다. 초상합니다. I think that's I'm sorry. Fuck, man. I used to listen to a hell of a lot of Korean music with my wife, so I should remember some of these. I feel like I need to know more. and Doug knows Korean. Like, I remember, check this out, Doug. Back in 2017, right before my eyes like did the thing, and then my condition progressed overnight, and I didn't know. Yeah, you need to learn more. So yeah, dude. Let's see. What was I gonna say? There was a time period where I started to learn Hangul, and I started to like write everything out, and I like literally started day one. And like, so I was like learning Hangul like from the book, and then I was watching like Miss Mina on YouTube, and then my eye condition progressed, and like I was like blind, and then like I was like, oh my god, am I gonna lose my job? And then like I needed surgery, and like I still can barely see anything, you guys. Like, when you see me ripping on the skateboard or getting headshots in a video game, I'm not trying to humble brag here. Like, I'm severely vision disabled, and I've just adapted. I just live inside the blurriness now. I can still drive a car, but barely, because I need a special doctor's note to renew my driver's license, and, you know, and I can drive all sorts of heavy machinery and stuff, but technically there's supposed to be side mirrors on it. I'm basically blind in this eye here. You know, I don't want to just be like, me, I'm so sad, but I just want to paint the picture. Like, I didn't just get scared of life and stop doing the things I love because of the crippling depression. No, that was part of it, but like when my eyes just went, I'm like, oh no, what do I do? My wife had to drive me to the medical place to do that, and then it was just crazy, dude. Is it okay for me to juggle knives? You know what? Believe it or not, having adapted to the blurry vision and the double vision, by the way, Doug, my condition is very strange sounding. It's called Keratoconus, Keratoconus, Keratoconus. It's like a Greek word. It means like the cone or something, because my cornea is a cone shape, and so light refracts wrong. Light comes in wrong. So I see two of everything. First off the bat, I see two of everything. Then I see like lines around it, and then if it's like bright, I see like a sunburst. Like, so you know how when you know how it's a nighttime footage and they change the camera aperture so you get that nice ghosting and those little like light effects? That's what my eyes actually do on, like, without trying it on purpose. I post a bunch of videos on my YouTube somewhere, or in the beginning of some of my gaming videos, with my old QR code from my old fundraiser that showed like a little snippet of Keratoconus. And my one buddy who I was getting back into the dance games and the rhythm games, my one buddy who's like a world champion at that shit, he noticed me like kind of like space, and I said, dude, yeah, you know, my vision. And he didn't really, oh, excuse my belch, Jesus. He was like, yeah, you know, and then I showed him a video of really what it looks like to see from my perspective. He goes, holy shit. So like, I got away from my whole comment, my whole story about like weed is different now, and went and kind of devolved into my eyes suck. But yeah, that's one thing I haven't really shared with the internet a lot, is that I used to be way better at stuff. And people are still so kind, and they're like, nice headshot. Holy shit, how did you get a no scope? You know, and people are really kind to me. Keratoconus. Kamawo. Wait, that's like thanks. I think. When I eat at the Korean restaurants, I do use some of the like 감사합니다, like I do. But it's been a long time since I've like actually went to the Korean restaurant where no one speaks English. And over here in northwest Chicago suburbs, there's a lot of Korean and Japanese presence. And the other township I used to live in, Schaumburg, a lot of Japanese, a lot of Koreans, and so you just be driving down the street and you just see Hangul on signs. You just see a lot of Korean places, right? And obviously, Koreans are they're Buddhist and Shinto and Christian, right? And so there's a lot of these Christian churches, like Church of Jesus and blah blah blah, and it's got the Hangul on the sign, and it's really cool. So I'm looking, and I'm always looking for a new food spot. I love food. I love Korean food. Yeah, I'm married, Doug. My wife is Korean and Japanese. Yes, I don't want to give away too much about my personal life, but yeah. So I'm not necessarily playing a character, but there's a difference between Eages and then my legal name. So Eages is my nickname, and I was gonna do a name reveal or an origin story when I got to a certain amount of viewers. People asking me, bro, why do you call yourself Eages? Why are you Eages? Okay, yeah, thanks for tuning in. That's awesome. Enjoy the rest of your day, bud. I really appreciate it. And, I was being catatonic and silly on my lunch break at work and saying stupid stuff in your chat when I found you first. And then you ended up playing through Gears with your friend, and I really got engaged into the content. Hell yeah, dude. So if you go through Gears of War 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, whatever, if you go through any more, hell yeah, I have my notifications turned on. So if you go through the other Gears games, I'll be watching. Thanks, man. Doug has to head out, you guys. But anyway, I guess I'll do a little ramble before I have to head out about my name. Because I said, when I get 500 subscribers, when I get 1,000 subscribers, I'm gonna do a name origin story reveal, or I'm gonna at least explain why or how I'm called what I'm called, right? Hey yo, you burn weed, man? Yo, I like how people see me bust out the pipe and then leave the stream. Have you not seen marijuana before? I smoke a lot of weed, and that could be uncouth, degenerate, unscrupulous, or or just people think it's a low life habit. Hey, dude, grow the fuck up. Grow the fuck up. You got 10 zins in your fucking lip, and you're fucking chugging a monster, just like me. You're getting fucking shit wasted. Leave me alone about my weed habit. People need to fuck off about that. People need to... If you have a friend who's a habitual smoker, and it's medicative, and it's therapeutic, and it's not just, oh, dude, you have to be stoned all the time because you can't stand life. Some people like me have not a fragile psychology, but my operating level normally is kind of I'm a very high energy person. Even when I don't want to be. Even when I'm trying to wind down. Right? So I'm a very high energy person. And yes, it's true there's different weeds that have different effects. Slightly different, calming versus stimulating and so on. But I'm up here all the time. You know how your dad says, measure twice, cut once, make the right decision. In this mode, I can make some knee-jerk decisions, some impulsive decisions to, oh shit, I feel I don't like this situation, I want it to be over, so let me just pick something, right? When I'm stoned, my mind comes down a little bit, and I'm not saying I have to be baked all the goddamn time. I'm gonna sober up here, and then I have to fucking get some breakfast, and then I have a whole work day ahead of me before I can smoke again. But dudes, this is what I want to validate you. Chill out on shitting on weed, okay? Chill out on fucking being oh dude, you fucking loser smoker, right? And the hypocrisy is usually those are the guys that get blackout at the bar. But I do want to validate their how they came to that conclusion slightly, because everybody knows a pothead who's a goddamn loser. Everybody knows, like, someone who smokes and they're just not with it. They're not functioning. But that doesn't mean that it's the weed doing it. That's a harmful stereotype that... Do you know how many people could have, like, benefited from cannabis, but, like, they thought it would make them stupid or make them look socially dumb, right? And then so they just never did it, so they suffered their whole life, or they even unalived in Minecraft. And speaking of unalive in Minecraft, I'm still going through fucking the hell of grief and loss. My world is torn apart right now. So I'm not gonna go down that road. I will get back to the name origin story in a second, man, because I will do a proper origin story video, but I'll blurb it out real quick for you guys, because I have 15 minutes left and I need to take one more ripski. Very cool, very good. Hey guys, I have some big ass hands, so like, let's put into perspective. Look how big this grinder is compared to a Monster can. Yeah. Size doesn't matter. No, it's when I got this one, there was the 2-inch one and this one, which is the 4-inch, and I was like, my orange 4-inch door hinge. No, I was like, fuck it. At the time when I got this grinder, I was still a pluggy, I think. So like, I was like, all right, I would just drop a quad into the grinder, and then I would catch. I would take all the keef, put it in the crock pot with coconut oil, not the Gooner kind. You put it in there with coconut oil in the cheesecloth. You make sure it's submerged. You put it on low so it doesn't burn. And THC is fat soluble. So once that melding process happens, you could put that sucker on for 24 hours. Shit, you could put it on for 2 days. Then when you're done, you squeeze that cheesecloth out, and you've got green gold, my friend. Because edibles you buy at the store, they're not consistent, and they can be scary. I've been smoking a long fucking time. I pop an edible from the store, and I'm like, this is supposed to be 10 milligrams. What the fuck? And I like get a headache. And like, sometimes I'll have an edible, and I'll be like, holy shit, this is good. But most of the time, orally, smoking. Because, like, look, I don't want to just be like, weed. But information is your friend. Harm reduction is the name of the game. So the more informed you are about any substances or activities, right, the safer you are. Okay. So you hear these horror stories about like strong edibles and shit. That's because people, even guys who smoke all day, they'll go, those ain't shit. Well, the problem is when you ingest it orally, and the fat soluble compound that we talked about extracting goes through your liver, it's a different type of THC. And it's being as far as it going through your system, it's going through a completely different route. When you smoke or vape oil or smoke oil, or you get right through the blood-brain barrier membrane into the cannabinoid receptor, right? That's why edibles can go wrong. Edibles can seem almost psychedelic, and like weed never makes you dizzy. Weed never makes you fucking dizzy, okay? You can have an edible and be like, because it's filtered through your liver. So, alright, well, this guy's running out of time. Everybody left the stream. But I'm going to do the little blurb about my name. Because back in the day, I was the only Eages online, that's for sure. But I went to make a Steam account, and I was like, all right, Eages, blah, 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 blah. This name is taken. I said, fuck. Who the hell? And I looked at the profile. It was me from 20 years ago. Maybe over 20 years ago on Steam, right? And so I was like, well, maybe I can remember my old credentials. I'm like trying, like, fuck it. I made Eages 420. There's things that have the original Eages name that aren't me that I'm locked out of. What is Eages? Well, Eages is an amalgamation of two words. And you see these honking specks? I used to have the eagle eye vision. I used to have the laser beams. Then I had to don these big boys, right? And they're kind of clunky, big. We were hanging out at my house in the neighborhood with some kids from school, kids from the neighborhood. It was just kind of a mixed bag of people. We were sitting there, and I think one kid was playing Halo, another kid was on another game. We're in the downstairs living room. Let me paint the picture for you, like the family room area. So this is where my computer and the video editing stuff was, and the video games and all the stuff was. We're sitting in there, and there's a bookshelf. And one of the kids goes through the bookshelf. Okay, what the fuck is this? He finds an old yearbook. It's my dad's yearbook. So there's a picture of my dad, and he's baked as fuck in his high school picture. And he's wearing a Coors Light t-shirt. Okay? And he was like a whiz kid or something, and he graduated high school early or whatever, like 17 or some shit, and went right into a trade. My dad's just kind of a smart guy. He's a fucking dork, but he's a smart guy. So fucking homie finds the yearbook, looks at it, sees the picture of my dad in the Coors Light shirt, fucking baked, smiling, with these big fucking lenses, huge glasses. There was the style at the time, and it, like, nowadays those are some like creeper ass looking glasses, but like it was like there were at least 4 other guys that had big glasses, but my dad had the biggest glasses. Just like, kind of like, you know how when you have a certain condition, and nowadays we have technology to shave things down and create things. If you had like a severe stigmatism back then, like the lens would just be super thick or whatever, right? Okay, so like my dad had like some, not gigantic, but fairly nerdy glasses. But he pulled them off as part of the style. He was cool. He looked cool as fuck, right? So people were like, dude, that's your dad? And some of the kids that knew my dad were like, hey, mister, you jackass. And they're scrolling through, and then they look at one of the pages that's like where everyone signed the yearbook. And then on the brick wall, it said, Eages was here. Eages was here on the big brick wall. And the one fucking stoner kid goes, well, what the fuck is Eages? And my dad goes, hey, that's me. That's my nickname. They used to call me Eagle Eyes. They bullied me for my glasses, but low key, they're my friends. They're just goofing, and they call me Eagle Eyes because I had a sharp eye and the big glasses. I was like, Eagle Eyes, Eages. Okay, wait, here, this is where it gets, I'm sitting in the room, the kids look at me, and I just got the fucking big frame glasses at the time. Just got them. We were like, I don't know, 13 or 14? Okay, I was pretty young. So, they look at me, and they're like, hey, Eages Jr., haha, Eages. Look at you, you goofy fuck. You do have big bird fucking eyes. And then because of my schnoz, they were like, you have a fucking bird nose too, man. Fucking Eages. When the kid said, fucking Eages, it stuck, dude. It stuck, dude. So, I mean, I was already Eages on one platform because, like, my dad helped me make a profile when I was, like, a little kid. Like, and I would play, like Marathon and stuff online, right? And you know, like, eventually, like, Counter-Strike, Team Fortress, Half-Life, you know, classics, right? And so I needed a profile, and my dad, like, helped me make it because I was, like, 11 or 12. And, like, there we go, Eages, right? And so that was, like, just a foreshadowing. So then the yearbook moment, the yearbook thing happened, and the kids in the room were like, haha, you're Eages Jr. or whatever. And the one stoner kid was like, fucking Eages. And it just like stuck to me like glue, but glue filled with feces. So my closest friends and people online who know me have been calling me Eages for like 23 years. That's my name, Eages. I'm eagle-eyed, bro. And it's just like totally full circle type shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, I have now, like, I used to have the clear vision. I have like a fucked up vision impairment. I got the big glasses, you know, but back then it was just kind of like, hey, you need glasses, buddy. And it didn't get to the fucked up point until I was like, what, 26? And then I was like, woke up one day. I cannot describe the horror to you. I woke up one day, and you know how you like, you can't and shouldn't press on your eyes when you have keratoconus because it can fuck up your shit. But you know, just, you know how sometimes you would rub your eyes, or you're just waking up in the morning, you're just trying to shake the sleep out of your head. You know how sometimes you get floaters or like a little blurriness or fuzziness? My shit went out of focus, just like waking up in the morning, and it never went back in focus. Do you understand how horrifying that was for me? I was telling my girl, I was like, help! Help! What do I do? You know? And, like, at first, when, like, I went to, like, the regular-ass rent-a-doctor, like, at the Wally World, like, because I was, like, looking at my insurance and my vision plan. I'm like, okay, I just went to the closest place immediately. And then they're like, yeah, we think you have, like, glaucoma and pre-glaucoma. I'm like, oh my god, fuck, I need to smoke more. You know, they're like, we think you have pre-glaucoma. And then another doctor said, yeah, you have pre-glaucoma. And then they sent me to a specialist. They found out, like, I had the keratoconus. And then I had to have a surgery, and it helped a little bit. But the idea of the surgery was not to fix the problem, but to prevent it from progressing. Okay? So even though it helped restore a tiny bit of vision, it more or less just stopped it from getting worse. Okay? So get this. Final thing before I go. When you have eye surgery, you can't be sedated, like asleep. You can't be like anesthetized, because your eyes roll back in your head when you pass out. So they've got you Ludovico technique, Clockwork Orange, and your eyes are spread open really wide to the point where it's painful. And you know, I got this weird sunken fucking deep eyeball, the caveman brow, the fucking ugly sunken white boy eyes, you know. I don't think I always looked like that, but you know, when they're like peeling it back, it's like, Jesus Christ, with the caveman fucking brow, you know. And like, Jesus Christ. And then I'm awake for it. They had to file off my corneas and do like a thing so that it healed back in a more rounder shape so that I could see better. And then it was really fun. Then they had to put like ultraviolet light into my eye to like help the vitamins and the chemicals set. It was it's kind of strange process. They like file off your eyeball and drip eye drops and put light in your eye during the whole procedure. And then when you're done, they like patch up and then like, yeah, and then you have to put these eye drops in, and dude. And yeah, I pretty much lived through hell. And hey, This is actually my final thought, because I am super ranty, and since I filmed this on my cell phone, it's probably going to be shit to edit on the computer. I should have used my camera today, but yeah, when I was like in supervision failure mode, I was super scared, had to relearn how to walk, relearn how to drive, relearn it. When I almost gave up on video games, then I saw a guy called Wheeled Gamer, and he's quadriplegic he's from the neck down, dude, right? But he's playing with his mouth, playing Call of Duty Warzone, playing Halo, and playing fucking like all types of games where it requires that pinpoint precision and reaction time. He just dukes on people. He just shits on people. Fucking craps on them. He says, hey, life gave me bananas and I'm gonna fucking go bananas. I'm gonna fucking diarrhea on these fucking scrubs. Let me tell you, I might not be paralyzed, but I could never probably play with my mouth. You know what I mean? That's an amazing skill and adaptation to have. And shout out to Unarmed Black Man. There's a guy born with like no arms, just hands. He plays games with his feet and craps on people. He plays games with his feet and craps on people. That's why I can barely see the video game, and I'm on a giant screen, and I'm getting blind fire headshots. Don't fuck with the Eages, man. Hi. All right, well. That's it. Peace out. All right. Special shout out to @DougKorea. Thanks for coming through the stream, guy. You have really chill next door neighbor energy, right? That's a compliment. Okay. Specific niche compliment. You have very chill next door neighbor energy. Like, maybe we don't kick it all the time, but like maybe, oh shit, hey man, oh I'm out of milk. I got for this recipe. Let me go over. Hey Doug, you got some milk? Yeah, dog, I got you on some milk. Hey, what are you making? Oh, I'm making this. Do you want to come over and have some? All right, chill. You got that next door neighbor kind of vibe. That's like really chill, super non-threatening, and my channel has the opposite energy. It's very demented and all over the place, but that's super intentional. Like people who don't realize my aesthetic and my jankiness and my pixelated pictures and all that stuff, if they don't understand that's intentional, they think I'm just someone who's severely unwell, and that's also funny to me. Being here right now makes me want to skate. There's birds sitting on the mini ramp. It's just tranquil as fuck. I'll be doing tricks. The birds don't get scared of the noise. There's some birds and beautiful animals. I saw 2 white-tailed deer this morning. Holy fucking majestic fuckballs, Batman. I just wanted to stay. Like, it is what it is. So maybe I can get this content creator shit off the ground, and you guys can follow me as I do my skateboard progression series. I think somewhere in the time in the fall where it's getting cooler, I'm gonna fucking land like something like I used to, and it's time to stop lamenting the past and just make it happen now. I can do a trick downstairs. Age is just a number. Until I'm actually feeble and elderly and breaking down, I gotta get it back. I'm super out of shape, homies. Speaking about wanting to skate and filming on the phone, over here when I did the Casper flip, the phone, because I was using the front-facing camera, or the internal camera, the one that you look at, because I was using that camera, it mirrors everything, okay? And so, in the video, it looked like I did the trick like switch, but I didn't do it switch. It mirrors everything. So this kicker that I'm pointing to, in all reality is the other way around. Anyway, I gotta get going. So yeah, it's your boy Eages, Eagle Eyes, here to snipe some noobs. And thanks for watching my morning vlog, you guys. I had to just unload. No, not like that, you sickos. Mentally, cathartically, orally, with my mouth. No, you sickos. So anyway, I gotta go. This has been your friendly neighborhood loser, Eages. I am signing out. Fuck, I wish I could just skate all day. Thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned for more stuff and things.